Hello, everyone. How is it going?
Hi everyone, how are you doing?
Good, good. Just coming back from Germany and getting ready for Atlanta, so it's a bit of a
Yeah,
roll down.
yeah.
So
You
I've been,
fly next
yeah,
week?
yeah, Wednesday, when next Wednesday. So I was basically in Japan for the last month with one of my best friends for chilling, and then went back from Japan and directly into the grind. So voilà. And yourself, how is going?
Yeah, good, good. Had Battle of Britain on the weekend. I've been playing a few different armies for practice for like Alpine and Prestige. We've got which is our 8-man team event in November for England. There's 8 teams, 6 English teams, one Welsh team, and one Scottish team. So trying to figure out armies and everything for that. So pretty busy. And I'm going to the States tomorrow. So I'm actually gonna pack my suitcase right after this.
Yeah, like you all see, Brian is not there either, so it's gonna be a date between me and Nassim, and we're
As
gonna
always.
try to keep it short because he has to prep for USA tomorrow. So yeah. So, but basically, I was at Alpine Cup NRWU Winter event, which was a team 5-man team event with like I
Mhm.
think there were 28 team of 5, so quite a big
Okay.
team event. So I was basically playing a Mercs for a German team, King of the Hill.
Mhm.
We finished fifth, so we basically played the final and then lost, and then play
Nice.
against one of the top team as well and drew, so we end up fifth. Wow, that happened. And we also had like a Belgium team that I think finished eighth, so I was quite happy with only like one of the I would say of the team guys of this year and like one old player and then 3 newcomers. So I was really
Mhm.
happy to see the result there. So
Mhm.
that was cool.
Game was there, right? Game
Yeah,
was
Guillaume
in.
was there, but he was playing with me with King of the Hill. So
Okay.
we were like the
Okay.
field
No,
team
that's no.
Mercs.
Okay. No, that's a good performance actually from Belgium.
Yeah, so yeah, it was Vidar and then Mathieu for the one that know that is like
Mhm.
a Belgium slash French slash German dude that play in Germany mainly. And then we had like guys from Liège, Christophe, a
Mhm.
Flemish guys, which is new for Belgium, which is cool because last year we only had like French, only people from the French part of the country, and now
Mhm.
we are a bit more Dutch player, which is always nice to see. And then the
Integration.
last was Gab, a player from like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was super happy to see the result. They did like 2 win, 2 draw, and a loss. But yeah.
That's
And you,
fantastic.
how Battle of Britain went? Like,
Yeah,
in,
it went. I mean, England won it. Not my English team, but England did win it. They came first, third, and eighth out of 11 teams. We, yeah, no, like it was good to see everyone else there. What's it called? We played round one v one of the Scottish teams, beat them. Then we played the other Scottish team round two, to Ines' team. Ended up losing that one. Then we had Wales, Northern Ireland, and just had triple draw for the rest of it. But I had a few of the new guys, which was all right. It was a good event in the end. Not too far.
yeah, I mean, get to see the new aspirant because like I think in England you have like 80 or like, I don't know how many people
Yeah,
that are.
I think there was like 84 something applicants. So there's a lot of applicants. You know, we have spare. We can give some to Belgium, but
We don't need them. We don't.
uh,
We are like we are like 16 applicant or like almost 20, which is
yeah.
like a lot for Belgium. So
Yeah, no,
like
it's a lot of like 80 applicants because you need to, not everyone makes like the 16 cut, so it's always tough like to balance it out, and also we're getting feedback out to everyone with like emails and everything, so it's a lot, it's a lot of
yeah,
work, and you have like and you're trying to meet new people as well as you're doing it throughout the process, which
yeah,
is why like we have events like Battle of Britain and Prestige so that we can see what people can do that haven't necessarily played before, but also get to know them.
yeah, which is always nice. I'm gonna do something similar. I'm going to a Belgium event as a coach in 3 weeks or something. So I'm
Mhm.
basically gonna walk around the table and look at player play to see how they go.
It's like
And basically drink beer, which is gonna be the
yeah.
fun part, I guess.
I would rush
And then
like this, like
no,
this.
no, I'll look. I'll just look, and I'll play my. I do my coach job, like how is going? Is it the estimate? Like it's gonna change
Uh-huh.
a bit, and I mean I'm happy to do it. It's gonna be cool.
No, that's hey, that's cool.
Uh, So so I propose we maybe run a bit what we took to maybe
Hmm.
what was our team camp,
Yep.
um, what we played individually,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll start with that, and then we'll run through our game.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
and then we'll talk about like the general meta because I think both event was like not on the same terrain, and I think the general meta was probably quite different, which is interesting to see.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, like took Shadow Mark Talon, like the very similar to what I took to LGT before. Essentially, my list was the Rapid Ingress on the captain, the two unique characters, and the combo lieutenant with Vect, a squad of intercessors, 6 death sense, and then I had the 20 Van Vets. I had still 10 with the Storm Shields, and I had another 10 that attached to the captain with Infernal Pistols just for rapid ingress, threat, and shoot. I actually had two scout squads, which were just amazing the entire weekend. I almost won a third. And the squad of incursors and 12 Inceptors, one 6-man plasma, two 3-man bolt Inceptors like usual. And then I had an Invicta tactical warsuit, Liam. I had an Invicta tactical warsuit, which was actually pretty good over the weekend, to be honest. It, it was pretty pretty good. I'll be honest with you, almost at the point where I want to. So trying to fit everything in.
And what, what
Like,
what what is the loadout on him? You're playing like the flamer or
yeah,
the
the
autocannon?
flamer. No, the flamer. Because what you end up having is you have something that can like scout move 8. Then because it has the 4 boss keyword, you can like pick it up for free. Because it counts as like one of the two 4 boss units that you can do. And
Yeah,
so
but then you
so
can
so
only pick up Phobos unit, right? Not the cent, right?
yeah, but there'll be some times where like the sense don't always need to pick up. So like I think I did that in 2 turns out of like all of the turns. Like I picked up the war suit because the dev sense didn't need to pick up, and like got in the backfield, skirmished with a unit. But like I just found it was a very good either early game piece, and if it survives the early game, it gets picked up and influences other parts of the board. Because the shooting isn't terrible, I'm on it with the flamer, and it actually controls space quite well. And because it's full boss, you can scout it 8 and then advance, shoot, and charge after the fact because it moves 8 as well. So it's actually not too bad when it comes to that, and it fights other people's chaff very well. And it because it's a vehicle, it forces certain tough like anti-tank weapons out. Like when I played with Admech, he had to get 2 chickens out, and he had to ult it in order to kill it. Otherwise, he'd be hitting on 5s with
Because they
it
have the -1 to it.
outside of 12. Yeah, because they can be minus on a hit outside of 12. So they're actually quite annoying to remove for the points cost. And then he came out, barely killed it with 2 chickens because it was Halo Screw, so they crit 5s. And then next turn, I was able to pick up those chickens with Death Sense, and then like the Death Sense kind of roamed free at that point. But so they were quite good at that across the weekend.
Okay, nice. And what was the rest of your team camp? So what were you running?
Yeah, so we had so there was a shadow mark of that. We had Star Shatter Necrons, which defended a lot of the times for us. Is a typical triple DDA Silent King list with like MSU. What Andy played against you at LGT. I think that list one was point for point. We had 80 berserkers. We didn't have the 50. We went. We were like, we're gonna full skew 80 berserkers. We had Biosantic GSC, which actually did pretty well on the weekend, to be honest, for us.
Interesting.
Emperor's Children, and we had the Shadow Legion list with like a triple ACDC, pinks, and everything over there. So that was a
Okay,
team comp. There's a lot of melee pressure within it.
interesting. So myself, I was at the Alpine Cup NRW Winter Team Champion Team Tournament a long name. But basically, so the terrain are not quite WTC there. It's like a mix of like WTC and GW. So it's a
Hmm.
bit weird, but I mean, basically at the end of the day, it was quite similar. So I was running Emperor Children, and I have to say, Emperor Children felt so good after I've been playing other army for a while, right? I was
The
on
CSM.
CSM, and gods, having EC in the end after CSM feel like I'm free. Like it was so amazing. Like I was like, oh my god, like it, it, to be fair, they're also a bit in my gameplay. So I was playing like so I had like a natural touch with it, but I was so happy with them. Like I played Country, obviously. I was playing like the
Hmm.
classic list. I mean, I did like I mean basically what Boris ran at LGT, but
Hmm.
instead of having a Kako, I had to spawn, which allow me to match a bit those combi lieutenant to basically be able to maybe delay the aggression one turn and not having to
Hmm.
throw my army because there is a fucking combi lieutenant in the middle and I have no solution outside of like
Hmm.
sacrificing my unit. So
So,
and
so you
also
didn't have any Kako at all?
no Kako. I had like 18 noise, three lore squad, two prince,
And you had
Lucius,
the three flawless
three
blades as well.
yeah, and three Flores Blade. That's, I mean, they help a lot in the singles. I managed to explode a knight with them, like because into the knight mirror, into the knight matchup, I was able I was leading Lucius with them, so it was a little
Yeah.
tech to be able to play the knight, right? And it went
Hmm.
really when I 20 a knight, I was like, "Ooh, that's not supposed to happen, but I will take it." So yeah, so it was pretty classic list, but I have to say, God, it felt so broken. It was so amazing to play ici. Like between like
Don't, don't tell GW that. It's fine.
yeah, I mean no, like and Flores Blade were actually pretty good. Like they helped like killing big stuff. Like I had them like killing like a Redemptor or like 5 wound or finishable Repex, stuff like that. So I was really happy with the list.
Mm-hmm.
And our team comp was we had Guillaume was playing Shadowmark, me on
Hmm.
EC, and
Yeah.
then we had like Grisha on Demon.
What hero?
Matthias Matthias played
Elder.
a 50 Berserker. The 50
Okay.
Berserker, like basically Ines list from like that he won a GT
Yeah.
like a
The
week.
yeah. Yeah. The
Basically, it
dream.
was
Yeah.
the like 50 Berko, 3 spawn, 6 spawn, 2 unit of 8 bond. And then we
Mhm.
had Thomas, a German from we were with King of the Hill playing like
Mhm.
Eldar. Like it was a really like classically, I'd say, outside the fact that he had like a little Shadow Weaver to try to maybe to hunt some like mirror, for example, because like that stuff like shoots a unit, and when that unit move, it has to roll a dice for each model, and on one it take a mortal wound, which with indirect, which was funny,
Yeah.
I think. So like I'd say a pretty strong team outside of maybe the demon. So like the demon, I mean I'm gonna talk about that, but it was like classic. It was 4 big incursion with like 1 unit
Oh,
of
is that
pink.
list?
Yeah.
Oh, is
So
that
it was
just like
like
all of the big demons? Okay, pretty
yeah.
much.
I mean it's not old because you know it exists the 5 big. No, this one was only 4 big, and it had like some pink and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, Lucas, I don't know how to change the background, so I guess we are making you a bit of a pub, but like it was like this, so I
Yeah.
should have like
Roll City,
maybe like
baby. Bring it.
ah, so we always steal stuff uh
Yeah.
from
First,
other
we
podcasts, right?
yeah. First, I still
The-
remember the first episode. We stole their intro.
yeah,
So it's
and
just
so now we are stealing their backgrounds. So I mean,
that's what
I
we do,
guess
baby.
I mean, we are the more scuff of the trio of Enter the Matrix, right? Like, we don't have Daddy Brian to
Wow.
help us,
Whoa.
right?
Whoa. 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 Speak for yourself. We are pretty good. All right. For all intents and purposes, we don't fuck it up that much. So,
No, no, only a little bit. Because
only a little
for the
bit.
story, the episode was first named Bob, because I always find funny to call Battle of Britain Bob, but
Bob.
I don't know who did it, but someone went after me and changed the name to Battle of Britain, which
That
to be
was not
fair
me.
may to be fair makes sense, right? Because Bob is maybe not clear, I'd say,
Yeah, it's
but
Bob.
I
Part of
like
the Debrief.
Bob.
Yeah, no, everyone likes Bob. I think
Yeah,
that was the no. That I'm thinking about home nations. I was going to say Belgium usually comes to Bob, but no, it usually comes to home nations. Is
yeah,
Bob?
we always come to Home Nation, not to
Yeah,
Battle of Britain.
yeah. Not
So,
this one. We'll kick you out.
hey, hello,
Not allowed
Luis.
anymore.
So, so basically, yeah, no, our team comp felt pretty okay. The demon was a
Hmm.
bit scuff. I mean, I'll talk in detail a bit later. I think we missed some metalists that are really prevalent in Germany. That was a bit annoying, I'd say. So,
Hmm.
like, basically, we didn't really have any answer to like to Knight, to CK especially. So,
Oh my god, that is the first thing for me as well. Because I think like when we're doing the Matrix in, like because we didn't have knights, and like
yeah,
knights is like CK is very obvious. Is what we've like is afterwards. Like everyone just had a loss into CK, with apart from like two of us. So we're just like someone's gonna die to
yeah.
CK every turn.
Yeah, we had the same problem because, like, in Germany, they basically have a way to play the Eldar matchup. Because, like,
Hmm.
generally, you think Eldar is kind of win into into
CK.
CK, right? But the
Hmm.
CK player in Germany decide to become mad, and now they just deployed all the knights on the line against Eldar, and so that if they go first, the Eldar is actually a bit in the problem because then they kind of move back and just play the trading game, but then it basically means that the game is becoming a bit more swingy than a win for Eldar.
Hmm.
Um, so yes, like Louis is saying, you come to Germany and you didn't expect that.
Yeah,
so
God.
so yeah, we were a bit in a trouble. So like because I was playing EC and like even though I managed to, but I actually managed to beat Louis. But the problem is it was in the single, so he knew after that how to play the matchup. So like after that, I didn't want it to fail to face any single night because I was yeah, I'm not gonna try again. Like I did it once. And it was already like lucky he was not experienced with the matchup, and no, I give him the experience, so it's not gonna work a second time.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we had yeah like demon tried, but I'll talk later about it. And then Shadow Mark Talon, I'm curious to see your advice, but in the end we saw that actually it's a really difficult matchup for Shadow Mark Talent. To be
Against
like to be
knights.
sure, like against Knight, yeah, because we were
Mm.
only playing 6 cent as well, because like the list was basically you take your LGT list
Yeah.
and you basically remove 3 cent
Yeah.
and the infiltrator, and you
Yeah.
put one more incursor and two 5-man GPI. So
Oh
that
yeah,
was
I
our
know that
list.
road. Yeah, yeah.
So it's a good list, but like the terrain were a bit scuffed for them overall, like because
Yeah, when you
the
said it's a mix of WC and GW, because like I haven't looked at that, but like for me on WTC terrain, it basically because I actually only defended once with that list out of the 5 times. Like I didn't actually find any of my board pick a lot of the time, at least on WTC terrain. All I found is that there was like 1 or 2 boards that I wanted to avoid. We didn't play on boards 1 and 7. Well, no, so 2 and 7, which were better boards for the Raven Guard. But I basically just found there was like occasionally 2 boards that I didn't want, that I could avoid playing on. And then apart from that,
Mhm.
like the boards felt very much fine. I felt like it was very powerful, at least with the way that I found it.
Yeah, we had a bit of a problem here. I'm gonna show it's gonna be more like so basically in so let me show you that. So that was I'm gonna show the map, because like basically the map were a bit like, so that was the map, for example. So it's like
Mm.
basically you have one table like this, 2 table this, 3 table this. So it's a bit of a mix. And the problem is you can actually build a castle. Like for example, if you look at map 2-3, there is actually no line of sight for the sense outside of like walking your ass through the middle, because like you can really like hide even in the
Yeah,
no man's land.
4 and 5 are ass for sense.
Yeah, and 4 and 5 are also us. So like basically it was kind of difficult. We probably made a bit of a mistake by taking Ravengard there because they were really struggling to take any line. So
Yeah, like one's the best,
uh,
and then after that, it like two and three is like
yeah,
fine but not
actually,
great.
yeah, that's the wrong map. Actually, the table 4-5, you see the gray map next to the container.
Yeah.
Actually, the 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 map is rotate, but yeah, the terrain is rotated. It's the old map, but basically it was quite rough for the Ravengard. I think we ended up defending with him like 4 on the 5 game, and basically the only game he lost it's the time he was not a defender because he ended up on a bad table and got fucked. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably the wrong map, but yeah,
yeah,
that's
because
2024 actually. That's not even the correct map, but it's to give an idea. Like it's pretty similar though.
yeah, I mean, I definitely see how it could be an issue on those maps. I at least found it, at least on WTC boards, to be just strong, just full stop. Like
Really?
I don't know if it was like arrogant. Like I literally said to the team when I spoke to Ines and like other people about it, but on my matrix, I didn't have anything worse than a draw. Like there was nothing that was
Interesting.
worse that was worse than a draw. And like I reviewed it afterwards. Like I attacked into CK 3 times because a lot of people just defended CK second defender. And I was
Mm.
like, you can have me, or you can have whoever will probably going to maybe bus or somebody that's actually like good into you. By that point, and like I got rejected every time. Like
Interesting.
I felt actually quite comfortable into the Knights, because you remember like actually the Invicta tactical war is not terrible there. Like if you oath with like an Invicta against a baby knight, you can actually like pick up the baby knight with like committing very little. Which
Oh,
what
because doesn't it have like 5 attacks rank 8 or something, the
no
Invictor?
5 attacks, no 5 attacks string 14 AP 2 flat 3 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. So like
It's not
you like so
too
yes.
bad.
Yeah, but like you oath something like the flamer gets +1, all of the other ones get +1, and like you're what you're usually going to do as well is you're going to get like a small line of like your 3 inceptors on something, and even like but then like you get rid of that baby knight, and then what you're actually going to find is that one despoiler shooting you outside of 12. If they don't pop the ignore cover, there's no massive guarantee that they actually kill you if you're willing to AOC. But then what you actually start to do is you actually start to just create those gaps. And I don't know, like I felt very much fun there because like for me it's about cracking that first layer without committing too much. Because then the death sentence win the big night on twos and like you know, you win that fight. Like you don't blow them out, but that game actually ends up being quite okay a lot of the time. And then you play quite slowly with the Shrike unit with like uppy downy. But a captain squad into like a big night, there's a lot of the times I find you can engineer scenarios where you have your Vect within range so that they can either AOC for 2 CP or like rotate for 2 CP. So what ends up happening a lot of the time is like you have like a captain unit
Yeah.
that's going in with strength 6 +1 to wound, so you actually win the big knight on 4s, and you've probably whittled it down with shooting. So like it's actually pretty good at dealing with big knights. So like I always had a win against the CK if they run triple the spoiler of the Gatlings because the Gatlings just don't line up too well into Death Sense.
No, the Death Sent don't die, but I don't think I mean what happened in from our part is basically in Germany they are playing the 3 despoiler, 3 carnivore, 3
Stalker,
stick stalker, yeah.
yeah.
And well, the terrain are a bit less good. And for example, our Ravengard only had shield, which maybe is a mistake, I don't know. But
Hmm.
what happened is that um, generally they play relatively safe with the Arminger like turn 1 and 2. It's what happened in the game, at least from what I heard. And
Hmm.
they kind of forced the opponent to commit some units to block
Hmm.
the footprint because on those on the a good map especially on those maps the big knight can threat a lot of the footprint with 30-inch move and basically walk into that footprint and see most of the board.
Hmm.
So like even though the scent are quite tanky against it, still it might
They
be a
don't want to get
problem
shot by
because
multiple.
yeah,
Yeah.
you kill all the other unit and like scent don't win game by themselves. And even if
Yeah.
they even if they kill like one knight a turn, it's not too big because they're gonna
Mhm.
play chill, threat some line of sight. Then the Raven Guard will force to commit some like early resource to block those
Mhm.
units to prevent the knight from walking on those terrain and blasting the Raven Guard. And
Mhm.
then on turn three, the knight player will say, okay, now you don't have damage to kill me fast enough, so I can just full send into you.
But
And
is
from
that
that, it started.
specifically in terms of like the matchup, or like because of the terrain there? Because like with me, like I didn't find that was the case on pretty much almost all the WTC boards.
I don't know,
That's
like it
that's
felt
right.
that way from like my that's like from what I heard from my Ravengard player, how he
Mhm.
told me like the game went. So
Mhm.
maybe the table has a huge impact, but I'm not
Yeah.
that sure. Maybe it's also like we all know German has like a love for CK, so like maybe they developed some secret tech, I don't know. But yeah.
Maybe. I don't believe it. I don't trust it. Never lost to a German.
I did a lot, so I show some respect. Not this weekend though.
Interesting. Not this weekend. Yeah. No,
So
interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Bon, that was for our team camp. So I'll talk about round one. So against round one, let me pull up a bit what so we played against, I don't actually, so poof, poof, poof. So me, myself, I was playing, so again, so we played again, round one was on, I don't remember the name. I'm really bad with names. Sorry guys. But, we basically I end up playing EC into some Chaos Space Marine, so I do know the matchup.
Mhm.
So there it went through quite well. So we
Mhm.
were like he didn't knew EC too well and give up a lot of kill early on. So I managed to get on pledge 7 by turn 3. So which
Oh.
was really fun. So
Oh.
that's one of the few time I got to play with pledge 7. So I got basically I managed to at one point Lucius Heroic with 7 pledge and one tap Vashtor, which was uh,
Fucking
super.
Vashtor. Fucking
That
Vashtor.
was lucky, but like with like crit
Is it
5
lucky?
sustain lethal.
Is it
I
lucky?
don't
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna say, is it like you just fish for fives?
Yeah, but I mean, I rolled 5 plus out of 6 dice with the reroll,
Yeah,
and
it's average.
like pretty average. So yeah, this game went as a 20-0, but the guys was lovely. Like basically, at one point, I had a prince rolling a 5 on the advance and managed to kill a predator with like tank shock and like 2 blast master shooting at the pred, a tank shock from the prince actually managed to kill the predator. So yeah, that was like quite funny. But yeah, that game went smoothly, I'd say. And it
Mhm.
was like a big blowout. I think we scored 95 points that round. So, I mean, that's like how the game goes. Like with a huge team event with a lot of team, right? Round one is often like a bit more
Yeah,
easy, especially for us, for like a top
yeah.
team, right? But yeah, so that was like a solid victory. I
Mhm.
think the only one to drop point was our demon. But to be fair, he was kind of put under the bus because I think it's going to be the case pretty much every single round. Our
Yeah, that
demon
was
had
what. Yeah,
only loss.
yeah.
Like so, we were like, okay,
It's it's interesting you say that actually because there were like two main demon lists, like Bob. One of them was the one that we took with the Shadow Legion. The other one was the Incursion, which actually, if I look it up, actually was one of the highest scorers at the event. I think it was
hmm,
just all bigs though, and there was like a squad of plague bearers and
the
like the
I
hounds.
mean,
But yeah, no, I did quite well at the event. I can put up his scores. Sorry, you carry on.
okay. So that was for round one, but maybe it's your turn now. You can present us our round
Yeah,
one.
so my round one was, I mean, like, was against Bruce Duffy. You know Bruce, from Scotland. So he was playing Empress Children, and it was Hidden Supplies with objectives disappearing. Guess how much primary
No,
was scored in that game?
that's
No,
not
no, no,
hidden
no,
supply.
no,
That's
supply
supply
drop.
drop.
Supply drop. I always forget the name. Okay, you're confused. Guess how much primary was scored in that game?
15.
Zero from both. That's a combined total of zero primary. It was great.
That's funny.
It's just like yeah. So I played Visa Bruce. It was a lovely game. I really enjoyed it. It was very much a he tries to screen me, screens me, flips objectives, and like I think they reached like it's basically ended 11-9 to me, and I think turn 4 he counts the scores like Naz. It's like I need one VP in my turn 5 to make it a 10-10. So we call it 10-10, and I was like, absolutely not. I was just like, I was like, absolutely not. And I was able to like, I was like in my head, I was like, cool, you've got defend, you've got these cards. I'm gonna move my scouts into your backfield and be able to reactive move whichever side. You can try to charge them. I'm gonna kill everything else, and I think all we had left was a Rhino on 5 wounds. Um, because like I was able to pick up quite a lot, and then last turn he drew defend and overwhelming, and I was like, I'm gonna reactive move with these scouts here, so that you can't get them, you can't score defend. Yeah, no, and like it ended 11-9 to us. We won that round by a point. Vs their team, so it mattered. It fucking mattered. So I literally said it afterwards. I was like, thank God. It's like,
It
so that yeah,
it
but
always matter.
it always matters. It always matters. You don't want to be the guy that's like, oh yeah, it's 10, and then you're like, oh, actually, could have won by a point here. Um, yeah. So that was fun. I had a great game against him. It was his first time against Shadowmark, and like I think he started to learn why that it's not a good matchup for EC, because yeah, yeah. He was almost like dead by the end, Liam. Like
We had
like
a really different scenario over here. Like we find out
no,
that actually EC is super good into Shadowmark.
no, no.
So
No, 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 no,
okay,
dude. He was like, yeah, like he had triple prints. So like, you know, princes are like the hardest thing for Shenmue to deal with.
yeah,
Like it was all dead. Like it was all tabled. And you know, Bruce is a competent player.
yeah.
Like
But
yeah,
I mean, I played against competent player, and I mean, we'll
I'll
talk
fight
about
you.
later. But
I'll
we, you,
fight you.
I promise you, like
Bring it.
on a decent table, I don't see how Shadowmark win, but sure. Like, but
Mm,
like
no, maybe. Maybe.
I didn't knew the matchup at the start of the event. Like I played it once. Like it was actually my only training game before the event. It was against Shadowmark Talon, but my opponent fucked up directly, so we stopped after turn 2. So it
Yeah.
was not really like. So, but then I played the Shadowmark Talon twice against the same guys actually in the single and the team, and both time it felt super easy because
It's
basically I don't
mhm,
give a fuck about your melee. Like your melee doesn't exist. So
mhm.
like
It only exists against the non-demon princes. Is basically what happens.
what?
Like the melee matters
No,
against stuff that isn't the demon princess.
it,
Yeah.
it does not if I'm like a bit intelligent. Like on one side I have like Lucius ready to heroic, and on the other one I have like 5 Tormentor ready to heroic, and on both case I heroic and I taunt. So like and like if I kill the character, the unit does no damage.
Mhm.
Basically, he kill like 3 or 4 marines. That's about it.
Mhm.
So like it didn't fail. So I was like I felt really confident at like staging and then basically controlling the game and
What
attacking my opponent.
what turn did your games go to? Because like I find with the Shadow Mark, if I'm able to like get 5 turns of Warhammer in, I'm actually able to like win that game because like you say you're controlling, but I feel like I can control the game really well as well with like reactive moves into heroics, into forcing like a certain
Uh,
Overwatch angle
Most
into like the
both
Vex aura.
time I actually tabled my opponent. So like
Yeah, I think
so
yeah. I think that's fair. I think if you can rush them as the EC against the Shadow Mark, I mean like that's just the Shadow Mark's issue. I
no
found a lot of the time.
the first game I mean the first game was more like tactical. The second game in the team was like a blowout because I went for a lot of risky play, but I talked about it later. But like the first play, I really play control, like stay behind my ruin. It was also terraform to be fair, so that helped a bit.
Hmm.
But I was like chilling, like we were a bit like jumping into the middle. You know, he was terraforming with Ikombilatanen, I was terraforming with my spawn, and we were like uppy, and then on like turn 4, I think I just went all in because he had like 25 points ahead of me, and I just went all in, and basically I killed the first wave. I think at one point he did sack his unit of 10 Vanguard vet for like jailing me on one side a bit to like slow the game. So I got to kill a bunch of units kind of defensively. But
Hmm.
basically, I went all in and killed all the chaff. He was left with basically like Shan, the 6 plasma, and 3 plasma, and a Shrike, and the cent, the 9 cent. He was playing 9 cent. No, 6 cents
Mm,
because I actually catch 3 cents during that my push. So, and he killed me a lot. Huh? He killed me like the Saint split fire into two squad of Lord, kill both. My Demon Prince were actually safe, so they survived, but I lost them. I lost like Lucius. I lost like most of the Noise Marine squad and most of the last Lore squad. I think only the Lore survived. But I managed after that, basically after that, he was stable.
Yeah, I mean that's usually what I find, right? It's like and like that's. I mean, I also find that like when I played against you at LGT, like the free death sense is nice, but like I actually found a lot of the times at the event that I had too much damage, up to the point where I'm actually thinking of potentially even dropping free Inceptors just to get a little bit more mid board, because like that's when I found I lose the games is when you lose like your screens too quick, which is why I really enjoyed the scouts because it's having flat six reactive everywhere has been really helpful in like keeping them alive a little bit longer and delaying the game by a turn.
Yeah, maybe,
Um,
maybe. Oh,
but yeah, it's possible.
I actually play against Raven. Yeah, 3 times. Because that's a funny story actually. So in the so they were basically if they would have 2 undefeated players at the end of the single event, they would have be a top cut. But I was the only one, so there were no top cut. But Kevin, the Theo, told me that I had to beat him to get my trophy. So we basically play.
Had to beat him to get the trophy. Okay.
So we play a top cut together, like the evening, and it was a top cut topless. So we didn't have t-shirt on. So
Topless. Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
like two fucking dudes playing 40k topless in the fucking hall. So
What
that was
heroes?
quite funny. And
Topless.
I
Topless.
did win that game, so I got to have my trophy.
Okay, no, that's pretty cool. So you won the singles as well, and then
I won the single, but
did you get a ring?
I did get a ring. It's somewhere there, but I have quite a few Alpine ring, you know. But yes. Mm. So
You're round
you
two.
got
There you go. You
round
got stuff.
two. So round two, we played into a Potthammer, which is like a strong German team. And I played into a 60 Berserker, the 60 Berserker Warlord, which Warband, which I think was a good matchup for me, and he thinks so that as well, like that as well. So what happened is I was told to push, so I did push. I went first, and I knew he didn't had -1 damage, and there I made a bit of a mistake. I saw his unit was on an objective. Actually, he told me he didn't want it to, so I said yeah, sure. So I sent a unit of Lord into it. I thought, yeah, it's not -1 damage, so I will probably die back, but I will kill like most of it, so it's easy to deal with it later. So in the end, I kill I think 12 Berserk, which was cool.
Yeah,
And
pretty
then
good.
a demon prince went and killed 10 Jackal, so I got my pledge. And then basically he answered by being super chill. Like I was not ready. Like it was a bit of a problem. Like he basically had a ruin on his expansion objective where he could stage 20 berserk, and
Mhm.
20 berserk didn't left his home.
Mhm.
So with the 10 berserk I just attacked, he went out to kill the demon prince, which he did, and then I basically killed them back, and he sent some 8 bond to deny some point, etc. But basically after that he had like no chaff left. So no, that's not true. So there I basically killed the unity sent me. Then
Mhm.
he rapid ingressed the 3 exalted 8 bond and then sent 3 8 bond, kill another some of my chaff. And then he only had 2 20 man left
Mhm.
and he didn't move.
Oh,
So
really?
basically, it was super complicated because I was on 7 pledge, but I was like, I started to be relatively defensive because like a 20 man can fuck up my army if I fuck up. So I
Yeah,
was like super defensive, like working my castle with like having some heroic plus stone, Lucius in a way
and
to
he
can
just
forget.
didn't move, and he just
He
didn't move.
didn't move.
He was like, I'm gonna
So
stay
then,
right here.
yeah. So on my turn 3, he didn't put enough Berserk on his own. So on my turn 3, I managed to get a good advance on 5 Tormentor that was in a Rhino to deny his own because we were on sweeping engagement. So everything is super close. So I managed to deny him hit. And then we were in a funny situation where he decided to not move again and just like put 3 Berserk and shoot those guys to death. So he shot. So I got a full shooting phase of Berserker into Infractor to Tormentor. So I even AOC against it to not die. So he only killed 2. So after that, I was able to still stay on the objective and deny it from him. So I managed to deny his home turn 3 and 4. And then on turn 5, I moved enough that I managed to send my whole army on his home. And I was on 7 pledge. So basically, like a Lord Lucius and a Noise Marine shooting managed to kill the whole squad. Not the character, though, because he did -1 damage. And then on his expansion, I sent the Demon Prince and managed to tag the unit. So he didn't do anything.
Hmm.
But and obviously, when you charge Berserk with a Demon Prince, there is no way he died because you
Yeah,
say he
you
cannot,
and your -1 damage. Yeah.
and he cannot +1 damage, +1 AP, and he's not
Yeah.
strength 6, so he went on 6. So I
Hmm.
managed to tag him on his own, on his expansion, so that unit only scored that expansion and didn't move.
Hmm.
So at the end,
Okay.
it was a 16-4 for me. So
Hmm.
I mean, I couldn't really push more really because like he was super defensive, obviously. I mean, he knew the matchup was, I think, a win for me, and so he tried to catch some point.
Yeah.
I think he should have gone out at one point to. He would have denied probably a bit more point than staying on his own
Yeah.
until turn five.
Yeah. I think.
But
I mean, it sounds like when you sent the tormentors out, that's when you should have just been like, "Oh, I'm just gonna charge these tormentors in
yeah,
your backwood and
exactly.
like deny primary and like I'm gonna lose a
And
20
tried
man
to.
here."
Yeah, because I didn't score 50 primary, so he could actually have denied some primary as well because I score
Hmm.
5, 5, 15, 15, so only 40, and I think he could have made me score like 5, 5, 10, 10 instead of 15, 15, and
Yeah.
he probably would have like scored 5 less primary at the end, but he would have denied 10 primary and maybe
So like,
prevent me from doing all the secondary because I had all the board and I had nothing to do with most of my army, right?
hmm.
So I think that could have been a change, but I mean, it was okay. And I think the team we had like a slight win because we had our war editor that got destroyed by Drukari with a plane. Like it was all Drukari.
Oh, with the
Winston had,
plane. Oh, you didn't use
yeah,
the. Yeah, we had new Drukari, so that was fun.
yeah. On us,
Mhm.
enfin, we had all Drukari, so it was
With a
Reaper Wager,
plane.
and they managed to kill a bunch of Berserk. And like, I think he told me like 3-8 Bond lost a fight to witches, to 5 witches. So or
Nah,
something dumb
nah.
like that.
Oh
So
god, I can see
that
that.
was
Did I see witches fight? They can kill fucking 20 guardsmen. They can kill 3 8 bound. It's fine.
no, it's not. It's not the new witch. It's the
I
old
know,
witch.
I know, but I can still see it. Doesn't matter. What scarred from
so
any type of witch. Okay,
so
so
and then we had like our Eldar into night that went 10-10. I think we had like our demon that was playing into. Let me think. He played into. I'm not sure. No, I think it was so our Raven Guard went into Sister, Martyret Lady, and got the 11-9. It's still an annoying matchup with like all the character that come back, and Morven Valley is a bit annoying. And the Castigator don't like die so easily because he can always like flip a dice on the last cannon, so it's like
yeah,
a bit difficult. And
I
our demon, he played like something that was bad, but he got like a 15, so or a 16, so we managed to get the win like that. And we
Ruthless Thresher.
basically we got like because the win is super high in Alpine, like you need to score 56 to get a win. In
Really?
5 men is a lot. It's a lot, right? So
I
so
mean, it's five of you getting 11 and one person gets a 12.
no, we are 5 men. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
4-11 and 112. Like so it's like it's difficult in 5 men. Generally, we are more like 54 than 56, right?
yeah.
But
No, no, it
whatever.
makes a
Yeah,
difference. Because
but
for us it was 66 and 6 to fucking get a win. So
yeah,
it was yeah, it was quite high actually. Now you mention it.
yeah. Like generally, it's 54 in 5, 55 in 65 in 6, and 86 in 8, right? But yeah, whatever. Um. So yeah, so we end up winning that one, and yourself
Yeah,
round two.
so round two we played v Innesis team. I played v Sisters. My demon played against CK. My Necrons played against Eldar, which was Innes. My World Eaters played against Drukhari, which was a big one for the World Eaters in the end. Actually, it was the other way around. And I remember the last one. It was our EC into Wilderness, which actually ended up losing that game by a few
Yeah,
units.
if you're not careful, I was seeing myself lose. Like a 20 man can fucking
Yeah,
destroy EC in one turn, right? So you
yeah.
need to be
So
really careful.
yes, you have to respect it a little bit more. So yeah, I played these sisters. It was Bringers of Flame, which I think is a slightly better detachment, but he didn't have as many retributors. We had two retributors and one sanctifier. So like that game ended up being a turn one. I very much played. I'm going to actually chill a little bit because he went first. He went to score some cards, and I was like, I'm only going to come out with like 5 scouts to like charge them. Charge those dominions. And like I'm gonna shoot them with some intercessors, and if they don't die, I'll charge them with the scouts. I spend 2 advance in charge. And then the intercessors killed them, and I was like, all right, play a very slow game. Um, then turn two, it was like I very much went out with my strike unit as like bait. He didn't do much in response, like he killed a few scouts. I went out with my strike unit as bait, um, and use it to screen Morgan Vor's rapid ingress. And then on top of that, he had pushed out an immolator with retributors inside, and I was like, all right, the scouts that were there ended up surviving because he had nothing he wanted to shoot into them, but because they were not on an objective, so they weren't really a priority. So they went, moved next to the immolator, have put 6 plasma interceptors, shot the immolator with extra AP and hitting on twos. Popped the immolator and then like ended up charging the scouts into the girls inside and actually killing the retributors and consolidate back into the objective. And then next turn I end up losing I think like my strike unit, but in my turn 3 go turn, because I forced him to come out with quite a few things because like I had a strike unit that could react to me wherever. I ended up killing one immolator, 2 castigators, 10 sanctifiers, 5 seraphim, the Demifuge unit, 5 battle sisters. Oh, sorry, 10 battle sisters, 5 dominions, and another retributor squad, and 2 of the little Gundam suits, the mortifiers. And I killed all of that in like turn 3, like in one turn. Um, so the game ended up just blowing out of the way there. I feel like it ended up being a 20 for us on that game. So that was a lot of fun. I got to activate the death sense like 3 times, and each time they killed like 300 points per activation, which is just chef's kiss. It's just like the best. It's just I love them so much. But yeah, so like that game ended up being 20 for me. The demons into the CK got 0, unfortunately. It just got shot down. Our Necrons played against the Eldar, got 0. So like that was that hurt. Our World Eaters vs the EC got 5 or 6, I think it was. And then we had like the game where our World Eaters vs Drakari got, I believe it was a 19 or 20. So end up with that, like they end up getting. Am I forgetting anyone? Oh, our GSC player, our GSC. Can't forget the Biosanctic. I think played that game and ended up getting a 7. So we ended up like we had 2 winning tables and then 4 losing tables. 2 of them were big losses. So it was like 66. Sorry, 69 for them in the end. Nice.
Yeah,
69 for them in the
41.
end. Yeah, and they needed 66 to win. So it ended up being a little bit of a close round there, despite the blowouts, which was rough. Yeah, like Sanctifiers just shot the squad of Van Vets and just like evaporated them. They, like a castigator shot the extra AP and then the 10 Van Vets
Did
just
I?
immediately just immediately, like it wasn't even close because I was like I could AOC but they still I probably still lose enough. But yeah, like it killed them left strike on like a couple wounds. Like they do so much damage. Why are they strength 5? Why are they strength 4 base?
Because they have flamer. They are sister flamer.
It's like my hand flamers are strength 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're
yeah,
always.
so that was the highlight of that. So I ended up losing that round, unfortunately. But that was the only loss at the event that we had.
Nice. So then us round 3 we play against. So basically from there we play the 3 Zugzwang team. So we play one of the Zugzwang team there, which is one of the top team in Germany. So I end up playing basically against Ines List from LGT.
Yeah.
So I was actually on stream there. So that was actually a funny game because I go to my coach and he told me, yeah, the pairing are not amazing. We need a big win. I'm like, okay, I I predict like a draw or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my best. And he actually made a bit of a mistake. He quite disrespect EC a bit, and he was
Yeah.
basically deployed on the line. He had like Redemptor Speeder, Stormraven, and then Redemptor Speeder on one side. So what I did is I went first, obviously,
Of
and
course.
I like turn one. Um, I advance one of the units I had a Rhino with 2 units of Lord, advance the first one, roll a 2. I'm like, oh, it's like 8 in charge, I'm gonna go back. Advance second unit, roll the 5. No, it's like a 5 in charge. I'm like, okay, no, I'm going. So once, and then on the other side, I advance my unit I had deploy a unit of Tormentor quite aggressively, and I advance it to like go tag like a speeder and a redemptor, and then
Yeah.
he put his combi lieutenant in the middle. There was no way place to hide him, so he was in
Really.
the open. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna drive to Rhino and boo out. So I managed to get my first pledge like that, and then once Lord Squad charge a speeder and kill it and tag the the Storm Raven and Redemptor.
Oh, so it couldn't
So
fall, it couldn't shoot or go anywhere.
yeah. Well, he actually killed most of them, so the Redemptor was free. But basically, what happened is from there, I had all the board. I was terraforming all the objective. I had all the secondary, and he never
Terraform.
left his home field. So
Terraform.
basically, yeah, like at
Liam
the end of the
Terraform going first. Iconic. On stream. Liam Terraform going first on stream.
like
Iconic.
I think at the end of turn 3 it was like 62 to 15 for me, like basically it ended up being a 20 because I think Gulliman did kill 1,200 point of my army. He was the only one alive at the end, but he didn't score enough points, so
Oof.
it was like a big win for us for there. And I think the rest were fairly close actually. Like we end up being have a good win there. I think we had I don't actually remember everything, but it was like or Ravengard played into Votan for a 13, I think, or um, Eldar played into CK for a 10. I think that was this one, the 10 previously, he got a 15.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't recall everything. Or Demon, I think, got like a small loss into Sister or a small win, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And like, but the game was still close. We win that round, but it was like 670, I think, to 30, something like that. So it was a cool run. So we were at 3-0 at the end of day one, so that was nice.
Nice.
And
Okay.
you?
Yes, we played against one of the Welsh teams round 3. So the way that it works about Britain, just for people that are not too familiar, is essentially it's the all of the British Isle teams. So there's like Northern Ireland, usually Ireland. Ireland, I wasn't here for this one. So there was 2 Wales team, 5 English teams, and I think there was like a few a couple Merc teams. Sorry, 3 English teams. So like there ends up being like 11 teams at the end. Were made up of mostly national. So some countries bring multiple teams, and we played one of the Welsh teams there. And I played v Sadbeck myself, which was actually good to see that matchup. It was vs Halo Screed. Ended up being a 15 for me, and I actually found in that game having like the scouts were very much the MVPs in that game and the Invicta Warsuit. Because what I found very quickly, like when I was deploying the Invicta Warsuit, I was like, what can kill this Invicta Warsuit in your list? Because I didn't know. He said the Rostalkers, like the 2 damage Rostalkers. I was like, okay, and like the chickens, and I was like, all right, so the chickens are not going to shoot me, And if he judges the raw stalkers, it means I can move my Van Vets very aggressively. So like the Warsuit was like in awkward position where like it moved forward, killed some chaff, was staying behind the middle containers, couldn't get shot back, and was always threatening to like actually advance and shoot charge into his expansion. And the scouts with the flat six reactive just kept going there, like stabbing some infiltrators, passing their battle shock, and then reactive moving back behind the wall. And when he tried to step onto the objective to deny the primary, which was just a great combo. And so I did that a few times. They went out, killed some horses, killed some infiltrators, and then because the lone ops squad of Shrike was actually really annoying, I could always threaten a reactive move into a heroic or a reactive move into a rapid ingress heroic. And actually, in this game, because it was actually quite passive until like turn 4, I actually rapid ingressed my captain unit and then put it back into the sky all for free, just so I didn't have to bring it in turn 3. So I could, just so I could rapid ingress it. I was like, I'm going to spend no CP and rapid ingress, and I'm going to spend no CP and bring it back up. And he was like, this is stupid. So yeah, that game ended up being a 15 for me. I was a little bit lucky in trying, like I mentioned, to deny his objective at the end, and I got extra five extra primary. But that game should have probably been like a 12 or 13 to me. But thanks to a few swings, extra being a 15, which was quite helpful. The game I find is actually pretty good for the Raven Guard, as because like what's actually really annoying is like the -1 to hit everywhere means they have to get actually quite close, and if they want to stand on any of the objectives, they are going to trigger your reactive move, which is very 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 helpful, because like they, outside of sending like infiltrators, if you're able to get the first hit on, or Ross stalkers, they don't actually have a good way of dealing with things behind walls, and usually you're fine even if the scouts die against something like that, because they're trading up significantly uh, at that point. So that was always fine. And then we had our world leaders play against sisters, hallowed martyrs. Got 4. Oh no, sorry, got 6. Was like a bit of a loss there on that end. We had our demons play against CK and get 4. So that was unfortunate. We also had, I'm trying to remember, the Necrons play against the World Eaters and get 7 or 8. It was a small loss. The EC against World Eaters again get a 12. And we had the GSC get a 14 against their Shadow Mark, actually, the Biopsychic. Just killed the screens, traded down, and like made some charges from Deep Strike into the stuff that mattered.
Let's go.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm just gonna go for 8-inch charges. I'm gonna make this a 7. Just like hit the charges, and it was like, cool. I've tagged you. No teleporting for you, and I've actually killed the Marines. So I ended up rounding it being a draw for us against Wales. So we were we were 1-1-1, just perfectly balanced after day 1.
Okay. Then for us, after that, it was round 4 against the Zugzwang A tier list, A team basically. So basically, if you wanted to win the event, it was kind of our shot because we had to beat them because they have like so many more like goal average point more than us. So like we basically had to win them. So we look at the pairing. The matrix was like a bit drawish. So we basically had to make some like push happen because we went for the number 1 or nothing kind of scenario. So we were quite all in it into them. So basically, I ended up playing the Raven Guard because I told them that was the matchup I thought I could like 20 like had the more shots at scoring high. Because for context, they were playing Admech, Aluscrid, 60 Berserker Warband list, War, basically whatever the name is, classic shit, I'd say. They were playing 6, the classic CK list. They were playing Ravengard, basically your list from LGT,
Mm-hmm.
and they were playing the last one was Eldar. and they were all like Team Germany players, basically outside of like Arthur and Niklas, which are like
Yeah,
really strong players from like they are both like aspirant. Like I saw them in other events at
yeah, they
ETC or stuff
were.
like
I
that.
think yeah, I played with Arthur at ATC. He was good. He was good.
Yeah, so really strong player as well.
Mm.
So what happened? So I told them I end up being I can 20 most likely the Raven Guard I saw. So and lucky me, like they were Def 1 and we can send me and the demon because the demon again had like all red everywhere. So so we
Poor
say
Grisha.
we go into the Raven Guard and they actually accept me. So I had my job, but then I think they slightly outpair us a bit at the end. And basically what happened is we end up being having our Raven Guard into CK, but on the CK table,
Mm.
we had the Ward Eater against the Demon. The Demon actually, like Grisha worked his ass off and he got an 8, which I was impressed. For that matchup, is not supposed to go like this. Our Ward
Interesting.
Eater got Admech and got an 11. But then we had like a mirror, Eldar mirror, that massively swing in our favor and we got a 0-20. And
Mm.
the CK into Ravengard ended up being a 18-2 for the CK. Mainly, I mean, it was a big win for the CK, like, but Guillaume told me basically. So I kind of fucked up in that matchup. So what happened is basically my team told me I need to go for a big win. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna try. Like the matchup is, I think it's favor for EC, but I'm not sure it's a 20 kind of scenario. But what happened is that I went first, pushed my Rhino empty because I had like secondary to score like tempting and I was like screening the table aggressively. And then I tried to screen the rapid ingress, make sure he cannot have Melta pistol in range of me. Everything is screened perfectly for that. Like he
Mhm.
can try to rapid ingress in a spot, but then I will have like a 9-inch charge or a 10-inch charge with a lord to win the game kind of thing on the spot. So he didn't
Mhm.
want. But I totally forgot to screen 3 Inceptor. So he could have turned 1 3 the Inceptor in my line to shoot a squad of Lord. So turn one, I lost a squad of Lord. So
Oh,
I didn't score lost the Lord. The Lord was
wait,
still alive at least,
we lost the
but
squad.
the squad. So I was like, fuck me, I'm so dumb. And I, I go to the coach and I ask her, um, is it okay if it's only a small win because I'm not confident? And she told me, no, no, we need a big win. So I'm like,
No pressure.
so I'm like, fuck me. I like, and so I look at the board, and basically what happened is I had a bunch of scuff charge. Like basically, I rolled the advance, and I had like, and he let a gap in his backline, so I could deep strike my demon prince in his backline. It was
Oh,
like on
really?
tipping point. So I'd say, okay, I'm gonna disprime my demon prince because I had at the same time behind enemy line. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna score behind, and I'm gonna try to charge the intercessor on his home field to at least like
Fuck's
because
sake.
we were playing Burden of Trust, the one where you need to
Oh,
guard the
yeah.
objective. So his home field didn't matter, but the intercessor were guarding it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try the 9-end charge there, and then at the same time with my advance, I had like a 5-end charge into 5 JPI with 3 flowers to kill the unit off of the objective. I have a 6-inch charge from a squad of Lord into the scent to basically charge the scent and peeling the Lord into the JPI. And I have like a 7-inch charge with Lucius into the JPI. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. Let's go, right?
You
And
connected
he
with all of
has
them.
what?
Did you connect with all the charges?
No, I connect with only one. So what happened is my 5-inch charge or 6-inch charge into the JPI with the Flores Blade, I roll a 4, and it's the only one that is not in Vectora. So I'm like, okay. And she is actually denying most of the point. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to CP reroll that one, succeed, but then fail the 6, fail the 7, and fail the 9. So
Mm.
that was scuff. At the same time, like I had a demon prince killing the inceptor and killing some of the shit in the middle, and but 2 spawn were heroes and managed to kill the combi lieutenant. So I was like, let's go spawn. Like
Fours and threes into fours. Fives. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I was a bit lucky there, but I felt all the charge. But then what happened is basically he went. a bit too much on the line. Like basically he made a mistake. So basically he decided to go for a 7-end charge into the noise with a shrine. That was the only like, and then the Vanguard Vet rapid ingress on his own objective to secure it. And he went for Demon Prince that was in my line. And then he basically focused a bit too much the Demon Prince and not like and Lucius. So he killed Lucius and a Demon Prince and put another one to 1 wound because he put one last cannon and did 6 damage with it. I was like really mad at it, but
Mhm.
okay. And then and kill like he shot a bunch of stuff into like Flores and a squad of Lord that was in his line that failed the charge, but they were like just in cover, and I would say one of them. So like I didn't lost the whole charge, and I had a squad of Lord in the middle, and he charged there with the JPI that with the Vanguard Vet that rapid ingress with the captain. But then I had CPs, right? And he got worried I would interrupt somewhere else. So he decided to actually don't charge Sean into the Flores bit, and don't charge like the the sent into the Lord, try to kill them. He decided to let them alive. And so I had my 2 CP available to put all the defensive strat into the squad of the middle. So actually then basically the Venga the GPA squad didn't kill, he only killed 4 Marines and didn't kill the Lord. So and I had like the Surge and 1 Lord alive. So I managed to in his
Mm.
turn kill most of the JPI actually because I didn't have he didn't have involved and I power up the Lord. So from there I basically managed to catch him back, and I had like some lucky shoot. So I I was like super down. Like my estimation went from like a 12 to I'm gonna try the 20 to the 20 failed to like okay I'm gonna try to hold the draw to actually it's a 20. So I was like
Yeah,
okay.
it
So,
just
so
okay.
and the
That's not how that
problem
matchup should go.
And the problem is because of my roller coaster in my estimation, I told the team, yeah, I'm getting fucked here. I'm only gonna maybe get a draw, maybe even a loss. So she told like other player to push to get the point, right? So I think our Eldar player got told to push and basically didn't do anything and got tabled. And the the Raven Guard got tried to push a bit, so he went a bit for a bit more aggressive play. He told me and got fucked. So instead of having like a 5, he bring a 2. And then I went back and said, oh, actually, it was still a 20. So I was a bit, I was not happy about it, but the game was really cool though. So we end up being losing that round fairly good. And I think at the end, those guys won the event. So we'll talk about the team come at the end to the debrief, but it was
Mhm.
quite interesting. And that was all for us for
Yeah.
that round.
So my round 4 was this another Welsh team. So like another one. And was it called? I played these Orcs. On my table choice. This was the only time I got my table choice on the weekend. We had our world eaters into their guard. We had our shadow legion, so our demons, into their dark angels with like the lion 15 deathwing knights. They're not doing any damage there. We had our necrons into eldar again, which didn't go well on that one. So it was a recurring theme against the necrons and the eldar. And we had our EC into warriors again, and our GSCE into the knights. So my game with the orcs, it was fairly straightforward. I managed to get layout 8 on Crucible, Liam. Just completely open. And I got to go first, and it was terraform, so I just terraformed all of the objectives, and I was like, okay, you can't unterraform them because I moved blocking with my scouts. And my Invictor Warsuit. Like I think he went forward and then so like he's full sent into me like turn 2, and just in response like it straightforward stuff like death sent straight into the 20-man with Gaz, killed most of them. I shot intercessors and 3 interceptors at it, and like the infernal pistols, and killed Gaz and that. Charged into another squad, killed that squad. Strikes unit charged into the middle, killed what was in the middle. Like after my turn was looks like after my turn 3. He just didn't have much left, so that game ended up being a 20. Our game with Warriors vs Guard. Managed to get it on a good board for the Warriors. So that ended up being, I think, an 18 for the Warriors. It just like killed all of the front screen and basically managed to get like a panic consolidate and tag Dawns. So then like once the Dawns are tagged in that game too early, the game ends up running out of proportion because like the 80, because with the 80 Zerk, you just reach a threshold where like even the 10 mans can go in and kill like 2 squads of infantry, which is big. Our GSC vs the Knights, like the Knights actually just ended up deploying on the line and just full sent went first. Just terraformed everything. GSC player was like, yeah, like, and like on a GSC clapback turn, he killed one Helverin. So like, he left he left a big knight on 2. He left another big knight on like 5. Left a left another Helverin on 3. He was just like, I just failed. I just like bounced a little bit off of them because they predicted a win. So like he had gone down to 5. And then our Necron scored a 2 vs the Elder, which was rough. And the World Eaters, so our EC vs the World Eaters scored an 8. Like he, like there was a point where when the 20 man was able to get in and actually like hit us, like because he was on to 120 man, it was looking good for the EC, and then rolls like I think Tom, like the World Eater player, rolled a good like advanced roll, managed to actually connect into like a Lord squad that was out of a Rhino and like a squad of Noise Marines, and like get the special like some of the specials into a Winded Demon Prince. So I was able to pick all of that up, so which ended up hurting the EC quite a bit. And the do you remember the demons got 4 points vs the Dark Angels? They just couldn't kill the Terminators. So that then round up being another draw in the end for us. But yeah, and don't worry, it's a recurring theme, so you'll be fine. But yeah, that was us over there.
So us for last round, we played not the last Zugzwang team, that was basically the team with Luis and Niklas. I never know one of the 2 Niklas from Zugzwang, like the demon Niklas.
The demon
So
Nicholas. Yeah, there's Friction
and Frerich, I think, right?
Friedrich.
And I
Yeah,
never know which one is which, but I know one is playing demon. I think it's
Friction's the taller
Fritchen.
one. Yeah,
I
Friction's the
think
taller
Fritchen
one.
is the demon. I think Fritchen is the
Yeah,
demon. Yeah.
yeah, Friction's the
So
taller one. Is what I know.
yeah. So I'm really bad with name, generally speaking. So sorry, guys. But and he was actually playing Flux, like Louis mentioned. So like it's actually a nice new kind of different list. So it was quite cool to see. So we had so me, I played into Black Templar, and basically what happened is that he tried to went out to play the game, and on my turn 2 I tabled him. So like I killed, like I
Nice,
think I calculate
nice.
I
He tried
kill
to play
a
the game. I killed him.
I kill 100, so 1,140 points on turn 2, while wrapping the impulsor with the champion unit inside. So like that was painful. And this one was actually a bit crazy. We had like me scoring a 20. Then we had like our World Eater into Eldar that scored a 17. Because like
Yeah,
50 Berserk is still really fairly good into Eldar. Then we had our Raven Guard into EC. He, even though I mentioned to him it was a bad matchup, he managed to win 13-7, which was nice. And then we had like 2-0, one into Niklas Fritchen Flux. So what happened is that we had Flux did bad thing to Eldar apparently. So I mean, so Flux basically tabled the Eldar and scored 20-0. And then we
really.
had, yeah, basically what happened is I mean, I saw at one point like I remember Thomas asking me if he should reroll with Flux, some save on Lekis, and I was there. I don't know, mate. And he went like, "No, I do not, because I don't want to give you the dice." Well, I don't know if it was correct, but like, and but after that, like, yeah, the profile are a bit annoying, and the double indirect bird are like fairly good into Eldar, I'd say.
Yeah, you've got Kairos and like the guy who shoots through like
We the
screamers. That guy,
the puppet master.
puppet
So
master.
it went bad, and then we had like Luis basically bully poor Grisha. That for once he actually had like a decent matrix, but we still put him under the bus. So
Poor Grisha. Uh,
so he went into the CK, and he was maybe able to he told us, yeah, I'll get some point, but the dice didn't decide apparently. So what happened? I think Luis barely killed the Great Unclean One on turn one with all the shot. Like on the last missile launcher, he managed to did 9 wound with the last missile launcher from the big guys to the Great Unclean One. What I think it's what Grisha told me. So then the Great Unclean One die, and then after it went badly, and I think he told me that I think it was one Melta from a Stalker that did like 10 wound to Belacor. So Belacor was able to get Battle Shock. So then on the turn of Grisha, Belacor got Battle Shock and failed a 5 and charge. So
no.
so
Oh God.
so yeah, so that game went really badly, really quickly. I think at the end of the second turn of the at the end of the second turn of the CK, the demon player only had 10, 10 plague bearer and 3 haunt left, or maybe it was at the end of turn 3 or whatever. So he fight for it, but got table and got a 20. So at the end it was a 50 to 50 draw. So that yeah,
Fifty
it was a
fifty. Was it
50-50.
20,
So
20, 20, 13? Yeah, so yeah,
yeah, yeah.
50-50. Yeah,
So
50-50.
we did a draw against Zoxfang. So we did a win, a loss, and a draw into both Zoxfang teams. So
Perfectly balanced. There we go.
perfectly balanced. So yeah, we end up in drawing 50-50. So at the end, I think we were like 5 and they were 6 then, basically.
Oh,
So it
even
was
then.
a good tournament, and basically the Zuxvan A team won the tournament. So like I mentioned, they were running Eldar, CK, Demon, World Eater, Admech, and
Hmm.
Ravengard. I mean,
Hmm.
and they had the highest scorer like Leif with with his Eldar, scored
Yeah.
99 on 100.
Jesus.
So like yeah, Eldar still broken apparently, huh?
Yeah. Broken shit, as some people would say.
Broken shit, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and obviously CK were still a madness over there. Like there were
Yeah.
CK everywhere, and like yeah, I don't know why for during because I think it's because I played too much single for a while, and CK a bit disappeared to my mind. But like in team, it's still fucking strong.
Yeah.
Like that
It was.
that yeah.
No, I was just agreeing. It was just like it was everywhere for us as well. Um. Yeah, like it kind of like went over my head a little bit as well, to be honest, because I played like I think at LGT and a few other events. It was like there was like I just didn't see CK, and then like seeing them all at Bob. I think like 9 teams out of 11 had CK, and I was just like, oh,
Mm.
this is actually like the role was just like bad into them. It was like there was like me
Yeah,
and like one other person.
we didn't like made too much prep about that. We didn't talk like I had like one training game with a list and I just submit my list like yeah. I was in Japan, so I was like, yeah, I play that. It's like well known and consistent.
Hmm.
But like the problem is yeah, we didn't like made some prevision matrix and we didn't have answer to CK, which basically focus uh the whole um the whole tournament a bit. And Grisha Demon like he got
Yeah.
fucked a lot. But yeah.
See, it's actually interesting you say that about the demons. Just before I go into my own, because like so the third highest scorer I've got like over here, like we did like a spreadsheet or like of the. Let's see.
Just
There you go.
send. Yeah, we don't see
Um,
fuck else.
yeah. So like the third highest scorer that we had out of like the three English teams, so basically out of like 18 players, was actually our demons, like Chris Langton, which was playing 5 big demons. And his scores over the weekend was like 20, 13, 16, 8, and 19. Get the 19 vs the world eaters with like 50 berserkers. Like he ran,
Interesting.
yeah, like he did pretty well over the course of the weekend. Like And so like because like I know he also did well at LGT. But
Yeah,
like
he
the
was
list is
him.
like yeah, I lost to Ines. Like beat Olivia and
Yeah,
then I lost to Ines. But it was like Scarbrand. It was Scarbrand, Great on Clee one.
yes.
Um,
The
Bellacore,
and then the both flying
both
guys,
chicken.
like both
Yeah, both
chicken.
chicken. Yeah, so it's like had a lot of stuff just like a lot of like big guys, which keeps doing well with it. So like I do think there's probably a place for the demons with like the big ones. It's interesting
Yeah.
that Grisha
I mean,
had a
I think Grisha was missing Keros, which I think is actually key in a lot of watch up.
yeah. Oh, just
And
getting CP is massive.
yeah, and for us, I mean, I know that Niklas, obviously, Fritschen did relatively well with
Hmm.
Demon. I
Hmm.
can look quickly what was exactly his result. But I mean, it was a bit polarized. So basically, from what I heard, it was like basically 0 or 20 kind of thing. But I mean, it's Niklas, right? So he did 13, 20, 10, 20, 20, which is fairly good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
So uh, that is fairly good.
The big
So
birds, you just need more Zinch. Like so far, the correlation is more Zinch demon, more points. Is
yes,
what I'm seeing.
yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, like Senj Demon are apparently good, and actually, like I'm quite happy. Like I want to try that because I like Flux, and I like Pink. I start my 40k experience with playing a bunch of Pink, so maybe I will come back to that.
Just a bad
But yeah,
first.
and he was actually the fourth most point scorer of the event.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so like he scored like a lot of points.
No, he did very
And
well.
yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Ravengard didn't do particularly well. I mean, Niklas Fritschen, so the other one. So sorry for the name. Why it's the fuck? Two teammates have the same fucking name, but he did relatively well. I mean, I was there in his way, but he basically did all 20, 0 against me, and then 11. So, but generally speaking, like I was quite down on Ravengard after this event. Like I feel like when you understand exactly what Ravengard does, it's um, it become a lot harder. Like because when the melee of the matchup of Ravengard is not impactful in the matchup, I feel like you can easily beat that on a
Yeah, I
decent
mean,
level.
like, which is, I get that, but like, and which is maybe why like people like have like the JPS or stuff like that. But like, this is why I found like the scouts actually very impactful because usually that's the case against other people's like chaff and stuff like that. You know, like you don't want to send like things too much because like the issue I have with like JPI because I didn't run any JPI managers. The issue I have with JPI is when you send JPI and you deny the point and you kill whatever there, but because you don't have the flat six reactive, you can't use that asset again. Whilst I found a lot of times over the weekend where I was like, I'm gonna send like an incursion unit or a squad of scouts. And maybe I don't kill exactly everything there, but I know if they want to fall back and still be on the objective, um, I'm gonna flat six reactive and I get to use that thing again. And that happened like multiple times over the weekend. Like I don't know, like it felt generally powerful, and but like again, it was on WTC terrain. It just felt like there was
Like
like 1 to 2 boards I wanted to avoid more than actually wanted to play on. Because on some of the boards I was looking, I was like, it could get a little bit trickier. And I know the Scots, like Ines' team that came second, ran Raven Guard, and like the player, did well over the weekend as well. And like he wasn't like the highest scorer, but I don't think he had lost the game either. Um, so maybe it's just a component of the Alpine boards and like the WTC boards. But like I do get like once you play against Raven, I understand how the army functions. However, it still feels like there's just a lot of tools in the Raven Guard list. Like sure, you're not going to blow your opponent out. I agree. But even if they do know what you're doing, you have so many tricks, and you can't out tricky or like out like maneuver the Raven Guard. I find a lot of the time if it gets into
yeah,
a long game. because there's just too many things that they can do with react moves. And this is why I really like Scout and the Phobos, because always being able to threaten a flat 6 reactive rather than just a d6 with the JPI is always actually quite helpful. But yeah, in my last game and in the last rounds, quickly,
Yeah,
I played against Necrons on their table pick. It was Star Shatter, but it'd be 2 DDAs, 12 Wraiths, Silent King, some flayed ones, like that typical build. And like he goes first and like completely disrespects me. He just like runs forward with like the Wraiths. And like has one central a little bit hidden, and like has one that's like just pushing for like my expansion, and I'm like just turn one. So like I rapid ingress turn one with my 10 JPI, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to off the sorry, like with my 10 Vanvets, I'm going to off the Wraiths in the middle. I came off 6 Plasma Inceptors, shot them, kill like 2 Wraiths. I'm like, it's okay because I'm also hidden away. And then the 10-man Vanvest that came in moves forward and shoots and charges like the squad of Wraiths that he has behind his wall. Well, that was pushing for my expansion. And like I had like some death sense I could come out and I could get like 3 of them to like get a line on some Wraiths, because where he wanted to be to try and deny the other objective next turn, I could get a line with 3, but not with all of them. And like Sean charged some flayed ones off what's it called, his expansion. And then what happening is like turn 1 I ended up killing more Wraiths than what I should have. I got lucky. But like I had a Shrike roll, like I needed a 6 on the dice to like get a line of sight onto the character. Rolls it, kills that character with Oath. And like does it, and then the squad there does a bit of damage to the Wraiths. And then the other squad, probably like it was the first and last time I used the strat. To be fair, full stop. But I gave the entire squad precision. So I charged them. I was like, I can see you with 7 guys plus the character. Give them precision, and I was like, cool. Here's the captain.
Isn't it the strat to CP? It's one.
It's 1 CP. So yeah. So you just give the whole squad precision. Really hope it's 1. I used it for 1, so I'd feel really bad if it was 2.
I thought it was 2 for some reason.
95% sure it's 1. I'm gonna double check it live on air now. But like yeah. So what ended up happening was like I was able to like precision out both the characters and actually kill a lot of Wraiths, and like score the flayed ones. So it's 1. What CP? I was right. Yeah. So like it was like I actually realized there's like it doesn't always come up, but like it was really powerful in that moment because it meant like the Wraiths that did, because he reanimated like 3 Wraiths back on 1 unit and then had 4 on another one. Meant they didn't have a Funeral Pain.
You know why I thought it was 2? It's because in the Vanguard detachment, it's actually 2 CP.
Really?
Yes.
Really interesting. Yeah. But yeah, like so like in like bottom of battle round 1, I had killed like 9 Wraiths and the 2 characters and scored a flayed ones. But like basically like he still had all of his damage, but like I removed all of the mid board basically. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do what people do against me, which is kill with a mid board. And then like he was able to kill the Shrike, break in the middle, and because he moved the Silent King through the wall, put him into the middle, shot, charged, picked that up. The captain unit actually was able to like only lose only a couple guys because like only 1 DDA could shoot them, and it was -1 to hit, and I was not an objective, so he killed like 3 guys there. And then what happened next turn is I had a squad of Incursors and 6 Death Sense killed a Silent King. It was just like I was like, I'm gonna. I had also lined up 6 Plasma Inceptors and 6 Bolter Inceptors just in case. And like I was like, Incursors, I call. It did 5 mortal wounds, killed him in there. Grenaded, did another 3, and I was all right, cool. I'll shoot the missiles. Shot the missiles, killed like
the last minute.
Yeah, well, the last minute, and I put like and I put a Silent King to like 4 wounds, and I was like, I guess I'll shoot the last cannons. He just immediately died, and I was like, I guess I'll shoot these Plasma Inceptors at just Wraith on 2 wounds. I was just like,
Like
Because
you were like, damn, I should not have used grenade. Fuck me.
yeah, I was just like, yeah, no, honestly, I was like, I shouldn't have used grenade. I was doing like, like, I thought it was gonna be a lot closer, but it was because I had killed both characters.
Oh yeah,
Like
he
I
didn't.
had, he did have -1 damage, and he didn't have the fullback and shoot. So what ended up happening was like, I had the squad of what's it called? Well, the remaining squad with the captain actually shoot and charge a
Debrief.
DDA without lethal, sorry, without oath, and killed the DDA. So that was lucky. That captain
You
unit's
and
done that a few times now. It's
you
done.
you
It's done.
did
I
you
did that
did
to
that
you.
to me
Yeah, I did that to
at
you. I was just
LGT.
like, yeah. But like I shot pistols at it as well. Like the pistols, I think
Yeah,
did like two damage.
you
And then
didn't
like
have pistol against me.
yeah, I just rolled good. It was helpful. um, but yeah, it's just like so I just killed the DDA and then like tagged the other one, and I was like, I guess like this is good. So that like yeah, so yeah,
I guess this is.
I guess this is good because there was a very real chance I was like, oh, if I bounce off the Sonic King here, it's not gonna look great. But yeah, like this is where the scouts were good again because I was able to infiltrate blocks scout and then scout back behind the wall where he couldn't get me, and then the other scouts just like uppy downy went and scored a card there, came back, screened, and like I always had like either a squad of incursors or a squad of scouts with the death sense, so that if people tried to tag them, I could always reactive move to block, either block the charge for stop them getting hit, or reactive move to like push them forward so that they couldn't tag the death sense, which was very helpful. So that game ended up blowing out. It was like a 20. I actually picked up my full boss Invictor Warsuit, rapid ingressed it, and then advanced shot and charge and took his backfield with it because it was OC4, which was great. And we had our world leaders go into the Black Templar, score 10. We had our Necrons. Oh no, Necrons play against again. God, I can't remember. We had our world leaders against the Drukhari, and sorry, our EC against the Drukhari and score 16. We had our GSC again, Biosanctic, scored a 14 against GK with a Storm Raven. Yeah, it's just apparently Biosanctic is not terrible, even now. And we had our demons score 2 vs orcs, and then we had our. I remember our Necrons played against CK on their table because he had 3 DDAs and a Silent King before he could play vs the CK.
It's not
And
enough.
it's not enough. Like he scored 2.
We knew that at the VTC.
Yeah,
It's not fucking enough.
it's not. No, it was not enough. Like he killed like a few, but then like
Yeah.
some of the baby nuts managed to get through and like start tagging and hitting and it just started to spiral. So that was that. So we ended up drawing around. So we went 1
Okay.
win, 1 loss, 3 draws, perfectly
Classic
even.
shit.
Classic. I felt like just like Switzerland during that time, just like Zen all across. But yeah, no, like the most prevalent armies that we noticed were definitely Raven Guard. There's quite a few Raven Guard. I think they almost all did well. Before like just across the different
Yeah, I
teams.
mean, over us as well, it was the most present. I think it was just right now. It's still the most represent Marines, like
Yeah, I
basically
think so.
everywhere. But I'm like a bit like I remember back at LGT, I was so scared of them. Maybe because I was playing CSM, but right now with EC, it felt a lot more manageable. Like I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
and
Raven Guard's thing is always like the speed to actually get to them. EC is one of those armies that like you can't really
yeah,
tag it, and you can actually just get to it. So
fair
like
enough.
the player has to be a bit more careful with that. But like CK was fucking everywhere. God,
Yeah,
and
CK is. I'm not gonna forget. It's still a
yeah,
broken army.
it's still a
Like
broken army.
the
And
fact
like
they can still put 3 spoiler and 6 most line. I'm like, fuck me.
of course,
That many.
it's
That
just not 6 big knights, but
no,
it's 6 babies and 3 big
3
knights.
big one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
enough.
list is almost better than the 6 big knight list, which
Yeah,
is
stupid.
like fuck me.
Yeah.
But
World Eaters
Yeah.
was everywhere. I think World Eaters
Yeah,
almost had it in
World,
top
World
20.
Eater, it's still everywhere. Over here, I think every single team pretty much had them. Like top, like we had them. I faced one, and the winning team had them. Like, and I think Potamer finished like third or fourth. No, I think it was third. So I think the first, the third, and the fourth, and even like the fourth, like the Czech finished fourth, and they had like a World Eater list as well. It was not 50 Berserk, it was more MSU, but still,
Hmm.
it was fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
the meta is basically World Eater, Ravengard, CK,
yeah.
and like in Germany at least. And
Dude, it was the same
then
thing over here,
I think
pretty much.
yeah, yeah.
It was like,
And then I mean I think ECs are super well positioning in the meta. Like it's not that good against CK, but I think against Ravengard it's favor. You're gonna say no, it's not the case, but I'm categoric. And
no, I don't trust you on that one. No, I've got to disagree. I think the Shadow Mark has quite a good game there. I think, like, don't get me wrong, the Shadow Mark can definitely lose that game, but I think as long as you're able to manage the princes quite well, because like you're still gonna always like you're gonna have to screen. Um, so like you like with Raven Guard a lot of the time, it feels like to do well with them, you have to play a mini game of screen removal without giving too much. And if you're able to play that mini game right and not get rushed down, then it's okay. Otherwise, it gets really sketchy really quickly.
we'll see. We'll play a game at one point, and I show you you're wrong.
No, no,
I'm
we
not
won't.
gonna lose time debating with you because I know how stubborn you are. I'm not gonna make you change life. But yeah, and then after that, it was a bit like we didn't. So like, I mean, Admech and Sister were a bit everywhere. I know there is a question in the chat about
Mhm.
it. So one of the question was, um, where is it? But we're gonna start answering questions so we don't take too much time, like because
Yeah,
Nassim has to prep. So
yeah.
what role would you have Admech and Sister fill for team, and what detachment do you prefer? So I mean, let's start with that. Like in there were a couple of Admech, and I think it's mainly Aloscrid that is around, right? Like there is a bit of Skitari cohort, but
Yeah,
mainly it's
it's
between those two.
it was
But
actually like it was actually a little bit of a split at Bob. Like there was Halo Screed, there was Story Hunter Cohort, and like the winning list, like this high scoring Admech was actually one of the
Red
England
Zone,
teams. Yeah,
Red
Rad
Zone,
Zone. Yeah, Rad Zone.
the,
So
the Polish
like
way.
yeah, exactly. So like all three were represented and all three did well. But
Yeah,
like Rad Zone did slightly better with like I think it had a squad of breachers and a squad of destroyers. So like
yeah,
two bricks,
the 12 break. Yeah,
which is a fucking it's a lot, dude.
yeah,
It
they
was
do
a
a
lot.
lot of damage. Huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of damage, and like it gets its board, goes down second, and it's like can advance and shoot with everything.
Yeah,
Plus, you get Overwatch just in both places. Like either
no,
leave, yeah. So it's like it was just good.
yeah. I think Admeg are fairly good. They are not. I don't think they are that much of a high scoring army, even though they do. I think one of the most score, like the third best scorer on the event was actually Admec, I think. In at Alpine. So like I think they are fairly they still have a lot of shit and a lot of units. So and I'm not like an expert in them, but like yeah, I think yeah, Pascal Haberstorff did like 13, 16, 16, 16, 15 with them.
Mhm.
So like they are still a pushing army if in the in the right
The right
hand,
hands, yeah,
and they feel like probably one of the strongest army in the game right now, right? Like
yeah.
so they probably will have like a good place in the meta. And actually so is Sister, right? Like they are both of the like new madness from the last data slate, right? Like they
Yeah.
both
No, no, yeah. No, I'm listening.
they both went up a lot. Like the buff to Retributor is actually super nice. Sister,
Mm.
there is the addition to the new unit, like the
Oh, the sanctifiers.
Sanctifier, yeah,
Mhm.
whatever, Sanctima, whatever. And they have now a good output, right, which they were lacking a bit. And I'd
Mhm.
make with those now are reliably killing their opponent when they need to, which is a change.
Mm.
So like I'm expecting to see a lot of AdMech everywhere. So myself in Sister, I'm a bit of the Martyred Lady fan because I like the
Mm.
detachment. I think it's cool. But both Bringer and even a Champion are good, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm a bit more in a Brinkers of Flame camp because Jack Tight took them to Coventry and actually ended up winning Coventry with it with
yeah, but it
sisters.
was UKTC terrain, right?
Yes. However, I've played against that list on WTC and it's almost just as scary because with Bringers of Flame, you get the speed access that you don't necessarily have with the other
Yes,
attachments. You're able to get
yes.
tighter angles of like Sanctifiers and Retributors, which is quite
Uh,
helpful. Your strats are worse, but you make up with a
yeah,
great
yeah.
attack roll.
You still have the strat to advance and disembark, and which Miracle Dice is fucking broken because you can have like Rhino moving 18 inches and you disembark unit, which is quite
Hmm.
cool. But and yeah, Scout is really strong as well. But yeah, like I just like Martyred because of the um, the control to the fight phase and the
Yeah,
I like character coming back and it's a bit more scuff, right? So it's nice. But yeah, both army I think are doing pretty well in team. I
yeah,
mean, you're gonna. I think most team comp will have them. Like I could see they are relatively similar actually. I think, like in their role, because they are both like army with a lot of shit that do a good amount of damage. So like maybe you will only take one of the other depending on because there is a lot of army that are viable. But definitely both could be in.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, like they are both good. Like, it feels like they like. I mean, they both have a lot of resources, but it feels like I don't know. It feels. I'm leaning just still a little bit more towards I think sisters, mainly because like being able to like manipulate literally the way the game works of like the dice is actually quite helpful. Like the AdMech has just more resources slightly, um, and it also
Yeah,
has the speed, but like it
and
just feels
have
like
melee.
and melee, yeah, with like the Rust Talkers.
Because sister is, I mean, especially in Bringer, they only have like more and Val really, right?
Yeah, it's only really moving for when they don't like getting attacked. It's tough. I don't know. It's like
Uh,
yeah,
i- if
they're
I
both
had to
good.
choose, if I had to choose only one for Belgium, I'd take Admec, I think, because I don't know, like I feel like being able to fall back and activate React move and shit like that is really nice in Halo Screen.
Hmm.
But I mean, sister is also really strong, so I could see both in really easily. But yeah,
Yeah, I'd have sisters because Jack's playing those, and that's fine. So it's just like
a
it's the
good in.
go-to. Yeah, it's like it's the go-to. But yeah, no,
Okay,
like no, I like the army. Like I think that's pretty much where the meta's at, right? Like almost everyone has CK Revan Guard. EC is well positioned, and there's borders everywhere, and like there's up
and
and coming.
Eldar.
And I mean, Eldar's never left anywhere. Like they've just fucking
Eh,
lasted forever. And then like you have armies like Admech and Sisters now coming back up and back up and back up after the data slate now, built
yeah.
from the buff that you talked about.
Yes. And then we have in the chat, we have like a last um, question. So yeah, I didn't mention, but the way of asking the question is to super chats or to ask on the Discord. I mean, I know Ines is generally, and we didn't even do the plug. We'll do it late
Ah,
last,
yeah, yeah,
but because we are bad at it, we are missing Daddy Brian to do it for us.
Papa Brian.
Yes, there is a competent Louis. There is a competent attack player in Admech.
Very competent
In
attack.
Belgium. Fuck you, Louis.
Ah,
Ah!
like competent.
Respect
Oh,
us. But and
wow.
so he's super chatter, but because we are not that much, we probably can answer some of the question you ask on the chat. But
Yeah.
and then on the chat on the Discord. The second question we had Aaron. I think it was your round two opponent. As a humble sister player, what approach could I take to even begin scoring primary? Very few shadow mark in game two, Nas.
Um, that's a great question. Um, I don't know that game is just so tough. Like I'm just looking for the position. I think like you could have like the main thing was like giving me the immolator with the retributors inside when you tried to stage it forward. Meant that like the flank basically collapsed and not committing as much into the strike unit, just the sanctifiers and like the castigator, and actually ignoring the Invicta Warsuit, because you brought the Retributors out to kill the Invicta Warsuit, which meant I could push forward with everything now because all of the Retributors were dead and the Sanctifiers were dead. And leave more important, leaving enough CP so that you have an Overwatch with the Sanctifiers, and because you only had one, so like also it was in Vectora. And because then like you could have at least started to score a little bit more primary, and it means I can't actually do my push turn because there's a squad of Retributors and a good Overwatch, and I'm not getting both Castigators. I'm only getting one of the Castigators in that response then there, and the Immolator as well. I think it just underestimated my damage. I was surprised how much damage I did. But like just underestimated my damage. I think if you were a little bit more respectful of it and like was playing like the whole like your one, maybe your second objective, but basically your one objective, and kept denying me like you did turns 1 and 2, I think you could have gotten points out of it because the game was actually quite close. Um, in the first 2 battle rounds, I think we were like neck and neck, and like even the third battle round, it was pretty much neck and neck. I had like a small lead. It was just battle round 4 and 5, which lost. He lost all of the primary. I couldn't do cards, so I just like jumped up. I think you could have probably kept the game a little bit closer like that.
Okay, and then we have on the chat, we had Red Room asking a super chat, what are you getting into WCWC? Not really in the context of Enter the Matrix, but I mean, I don't think you're going, right? So there is
No.
basically only me. And me,
No.
I went for the boohoo. I didn't trust myself to take a cool army, so I just took like the broken shit. So shame on me, I guess. I took a Eldar, like the classic aspect costly. So like I have like Genzar, Likis, and Fuegan, 10 Dragon. I have 15 Spider, 15 Reaper, 20 Dragoon, 20 Oaks, 10 5/5, and then I have like 2 units of Rangers, 10 Storm Guardian, and 5 Scorpion. I add the Scorpion because I like Infiltrator with Scout. It's a good rules.
It's a
And
very good rule. Yeah, it's
and yeah, so classic Eldar, sadly. I didn't had time. Like I didn't trust myself on EC because I didn't really know I don't know like the matchup and stuff, and I had to submit my list Friday, so I didn't had like the experience of the weekend, sadly. So maybe in hindsight I should have go EC. It would have been more fun because I like the army a lot. But yeah, I went for the boohoo choice.
fair.
And I think that was all the questions. So propose I'll do, or you want to do the plug? I mean, I
I
have
don't
to
have the
do it, man.
plugs. I mean, I don't have them in front of me at all. I don't even know where the fuck
So
it is.
I'm gonna do it. It's probably gonna be really bad, and then I propose we stop here so you can go do your luggage
Yes,
because we were
it's still not
already closer to 2 hours than
back.
than one,
It
right?
always happens. It doesn't matter. It just always happens. God, I don't know what.
So basically, if you want to support the work we do, you can go on our Patreon on Patreon slash stat check. You can also check out the meta dashboard. It's a really nice tool if you want to look at stat and stuff like that. And StatCheck is obviously doing some coaching with me, Nassim, Ines, Pumba, and a bunch of other coach. You can go check on statcheck.coaching. We have also some merch that you can check. All the links are in the description. And then we're gonna thank our sponsor, so Red Dragon, which StatCheck Patreon get 15% off the entire store, and also our other sponsor, Saltir. Saltir. I'm not really bad.
Saltar Games.
Saltar Games, sorry, which is I think it's a Scottish company that are doing gaming accessory and stuff like that, and I think they have a shop as well.
Yeah.
And then if you want to shop some WTC Terran at Wayline Yutani, you can have like a 5% off with the code StatCheck.
Hmm.
And finally, if you're looking for more GW style open, you can go check our other sponsor, which is G15 Games. Yes. So yeah, then that's it.
We did it.
So I did it. It was a bit scuff,
Whoa,
but
whoa! I helped. I said Saltine.
yeah, you did say. You did say South. Yeah,
All right,
yeah, I know.
happy
Yeah.
days.
So I think we are good for today. Thanks, guys, for
Thank you.
everything, and
When's your
thank
next team
you.
event? I think mine's ITT and then Prestige and then like Alpine in January. So I've got three. I still got three team events in the next like
Yeah,
2 months.
I'm doing the Belgium League
Where?
as a coach in end of November, and then December and January. I'm not gonna play a lot of 40k. It's gonna be dedicated to finish my master, and then I go back in February. I think I probably have. So what's funny is actually Belgium managed to is top 8 German teams in the German ranking.
Oh
So
yeah.
so we might be able to play the German team final. So we'll see
Oh
how it goes.
wow.
But
That
I
would
might
be
do that one. It could be funny. Um, show the power of Belgium in Germany. We'll do our best. So we'll see. And I think it's gonna be mainly Pira, and then like all the classic shit like ETC and
yeah,
Omnation, and
yeah,
like the WTC train, right? Like it's gonna be all about WTC from February
yeah,
until August, right? Like no more single. I think Atlanta is gonna be my last single event until like War Master or something probably. So
yeah.
we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah,
Uh,
not a lot planned yet, honestly.
yeah.
Uh, oh yeah, I'm doing Italian Master again, Nassim.
Oh
Most
yeah.
likely that's gonna be fun as well, probably.
Well, you got to hold your crown. Let's see if I can't come first. If I get invited again.
We'll
Um.
see.
All
We'll
right.
see.
All right.
Bon, thank
Thank you,
guys,
everyone.
and see you. I'm gonna end the stream.